Goodness has evil, light has dark, gods have demons. And today, I bring you a terrifying story of one such demon, known as Munja. This is the story of Abhinav and Jay, who were best friends since childhood. Both were born and raised in a small town in Maharashtra, nestled by the sea. But today was different. Today was Abhinav's 18th birthday. Jay had planned something very special for Abhinav's celebration. He took Abhinav to the beach just before midnight. As soon as the clock struck 12, Jay wished Abhinav a happy birthday and pulled out a bottle of alcohol from his bag. Seeing the bottle, Abhinav was a little surprised because neither of them had ever touched alcohol before. Jay told him it was part of the celebration. Abhinav, wanting to experience something new in life, quickly agreed. The two sat by the sea for a long time, drinking. After a while, Jay felt the urgent need to use the restroom. He got up and went near a tree to relieve himself. But in his drunken state, Jay failed to notice that the tree wasn't just any ordinary tree, it was a peepal tree. While he was relieving himself, suddenly, a stone hit Jay on the head. He looked up at the tree but saw no one. By this time, Abhinav had also come near the tree. In his hand was an empty bottle, and jokingly, he threw it hard toward Jay. The bottle hit the peepal tree and shattered into pieces. As soon as the bottle hit the tree, a strange sound emerged like an animal, growling in anger. For a minute, both Abhinav and Jay froze in silence, but after a few moments, the sound stopped. Suddenly, Jay picked up a shard of broken glass from the ground and used it to carve the initials of their names, a J, onto the trunk of the tree. Scratching the bark, Jay said, "Abhinav, this day will always be remembered." As soon as he finished speaking, the branches of the peepal tree began to shake violently. Within seconds, a large branch fell directly on Jay's head, knocking him unconscious. Seeing this, Abhinav's intoxication vanished instantly. He rushed to Jay and tried to wake him up. Just then, Abhinav heard a sound behind him, as if something had fallen from the tree. When he turned around, his legs gave way beneath him. Right behind him stood a black shadow, with two glowing blue eyes piercing through the darkness. Abhinav couldn't believe what he was seeing. It felt like some supernatural creature was standing there. As soon as he tried to run away, the creature attacked him. Its long nails dug deep into Abhinav's back. Screaming in pain, Abhinav somehow managed to break free and ran far away. From a distance, he saw the creature transform into a dark shadow and enter Jay's unconscious body through his mouth. Moments later, Jay suddenly woke up. Abhinav's calls. Jay, statue, still. His eyes had turned completely blue, and he remained rooted to the spot. Then, without warning, Jay bent down, picked up a shard of broken glass, tore open his shirt, and began carving a J onto his chest, just as he had done on the tree. Watching this, Abhinav's soul trembled. By now, it was 5:00 a.m., and the sun was beginning to rise over the sea. As the sunlight touched Jay, he suddenly regained consciousness. It seemed as though he had no memory of what had happened, and he panicked upon seeing the wounds on his chest. The two quietly returned home. That evening, Jay started feeling unwell. Though he lay down on his bed, sleep eluded him. The image of the creature kept haunting his mind. Suddenly, he heard a growling sound coming from somewhere in his room, similar to the one they had heard near the tree the previous night. Terrified, Jay closed his eyes tightly and pulled the blanket over his face. After a few moments, the sound stopped, and the room fell silent. When Jay finally gathered the courage to remove the blanket and open his eyes, his heart nearly stopped. On the ceiling above him sat the same creature. This time, its horrifying face was clearly visible. Its skin resembled the bark of a tree, and its face looked like that of a child. Before Jay could react, the monstrous creature attacked him. Meanwhile, Abhinav was extremely anxious. When his father asked him why he seemed so troubled, Abhinav narrated the entire incident from the previous night. His father, a respected pandit in the town, was shaken upon hearing the story. He realized that the shadow of Munja had fallen upon Abhinav and Jay. He explained that Munja is a demon that doesn't let go once it starts pursuing someone. When a child dies between 10 to 14 days after their mundan ceremony, their soul turns into a Munja. It resides in peepal trees and becomes furious if anyone disturbs the tree. Without wasting any time, Abhinav and his father went to Jay's house. But what they saw there left them speechless. Jay was lying dead on his bed, his face frozen in terror, as if he had witnessed his own death. Distraught, Abhinav's father immediately took him to the peepal tree. There, he performed a small puja and begged for forgiveness from the Munja. They prayed for hours, pleading for mercy. As the sun rose, they returned home. From that day onward, Abhinav never saw the Munja again, but he had lost his closest friend. To this day, Abhinav doesn't touch alcohol, nor does he pass by a peepal tree at night. Friends, if you like this video, please subscribe